What happens जब एक देश के पास दुनिया का सबसे बड़ा ऑयल रिजर्व हो पर फिर भी वहां पर लोग खाने के लिए तरस रहे हैं? एक देश बिना किसी वॉर के कोलैप्स हो सकता है, और वो भी सिर्फ अपनी ही वेल्थ को गलत तरीके से मैनेज करके। What happens when a country with world's largest oil reserves can't even feed its people? And what happens when its president is finally arrested for corruption and crime? Welcome, my name is Sukhpreet Singh Gyani and you're watching the channel Unfiltered Book Talk. No spoilers, just the core review, the raw, honest truth about books. If it is on my shelf, it's getting a straightforward review. Let's talk about books. Today, we are exploring a book that feels more relevant than ever. And the book is titled Things Are Never So Bad That They Can't Get Worse. Inside the Collapse of Venezuela by William Neuman, published in March 2022. Why is this book important? For a simple reason. As in the month of January 2026, वेनेजुएला के प्रेसिडेंट निकोलस मादुरो को यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स ने अरेस्ट किया है एंड ही इज एक्यूज्ड ऑफ नार्को टेररिज्म एंड करप्शन. टू अंडरस्टैंड हाउ अ नेशन रिच इन ऑयल ended up here, Newman's book is a perfect guide. Even though it was written in March 2022 and President of Venezuela was arrested in 2026. And if you're preparing for UPSC or any competition, do watch this video till the end. The lessons from Venezuela are exactly the kind of real world case studies that make your answers stand out. So this is the episode for you. चलिए मैं आपको ऑथर से इंट्रोड्यूस करता हूं. विलियम न्यूमैन इज एन अमेरिकन जर्नलिस्ट who worked for New York Times. He lived in Venezuela and reported on the crisis between 2012 and 2019. That's good 7 years. His book is full of tragic stories. Families जो भूख से जूझ रही थी, हॉस्पिटल्स जहां दवा तक नहीं थी, और एक सरकार जो सिर्फ ऑयल के पैसों पर टिकी हुई थी, जबकि लोगों का पेट खाली था. Families struggling to eat, hospitals without medicine, and a government that depended only on oil money. The author explains Venezuela has the largest oil reserves in the world. For decades, economy was based on just oil. The money earned through oil paid for everything: schools, hospitals, cheap food. Newman shows us how oil wealth turned into poverty and how corruption made things worse. Parents forced to choose between food and medicine, and young people leaving their homes saying, "We love our country, but we can't live here anymore." And now in 2026, the story has reached a dramatic point. Nicolas Maduro, the president who ruled through this collapse, has been arrested by the United States. He faces charges of drug trafficking and corruption, and that makes the book even more important. So this book helps us understand why this movement matters. It shows how unchecked power, total dependency on oil, and corruption can destroy a nation and eventually bring its leaders down. It shows us how oil wealth turned into poverty, and how corruption made things worse. Especially for students preparing for competitive exams, Venezuela's story is a case study in economics, governance, and international relations. It shows us how resource mismanagement can turn wealth into crisis. So, what do we learn from William Newman's book? That collapse doesn't happen overnight. It builds slowly when leaders ignore reality and people lose trust. If Venezuela with all its oil can run out of food, then कोई भी देश crisis में घिर सकता है if it forgets balance, planning, and above all, honesty. This was Unfiltered Book Talk. If you found this story eye-opening, share it with someone who wants to understand the world better. And remember, books don't just tell stories, they warn us, they guide us, and sometimes they predict the future. Hit the like button if you like this video. And if you haven't subscribed it till yet, please do subscribe. Until next time, thank you.